We are live.
Good. So are we able to share on our timelines or after? Are we able to do that like after?
Yeah, I think we'll do that.
Okay, cool. Let's get into it.
Yeah. So, let them know from Canada.
Ningijwayela kabi. Why me?
Hello,
ladies first.
Akuvulela abadzala. Akuvulela abadzala.
Ingathi la cyber semanga.
Well, hello everybody who was watching. This is your boy DJ Cybers. I'm out here with my boy Vizzy. The ever so eloquent. Look at her, you know, the rose amongst the thorns.
Thank you.
And we've got a guest today. My guy, Super Yo. I don't know, you've got so many hats that you wear. Flame Boy does so many things and he's so intelligent and yeah, he's good looking too. I'm sure the ladies can agree.
And he's good looking.
Oh, the ladies just agree. The ladies just agree.
Yeah, I approve.
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Look at him being so serious. He's not even saying anything.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. And yeah, it's a pleasure being here.
Yeah, play for it. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's in about 24 hours playing for it. Yeah. So it's okay to come. I think it's Sala. Obviously, we always go to something else, but I think it's Sala. The reason why we asked people to join us. We are talking about the product. The product meaning the song from being recorded to when it is flying off the shelf. And I thought Flame Boy would be the perfect person to speak on that because he's dealing with Boston and all of that. So yeah, let's get it. So I think for me, what I'd like to know is because I see this all the time, because people would just go to the studio, they record, they drop, music or distro, they drop for the sake of dropping. Type shanded. So maybe if we could have that masterclass Nyana, it could help a lot.
A whole masterclass, please. Because there's so many artists that want to break out into the industry, but they don't know how to go about it and how to monetize their craft. So, school us.
Okay. So how do we know who talks? Me or who's gonna say?
No, you just call it.
Vibes.
Okay. Look, I think I'm gonna just go over a couple of things. So yes, like you're saying, a lot of artists don't know how to actually monetize their craft or their ideas or whatever it is, right? When it comes to art. Look, there's obviously before production, which is like going to the studio and all these other things. There's obviously a goal that you need to have, certain understanding, I always compare, I don't think it's even comparison, but I always say that music is a business, you see. So just like any other business out there that sells a product. So you definitely have to first think about what exactly you want to do and knowing how much you really want to do it. That really, really helps because that's where you get your quality, because the quality is actually determined by how much you want this thing and how much you want it. What I mean? Yeah. So first of all, it's that before you even go to the studio, you have to be you need to be really crazy about this thing so much that unfortunately you cannot do music and do something else, especially when you're trying to build yourself. That's the first thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's like trying to be a banker and then trying to be a mechanic at the same time. You know what I mean? None of going to actually like kind of accumulate certain quality. You're gonna do it years, but it's just gonna be mild and stuff, you know. And who wants to buy mild? Who wants to buy basic? You know what I mean? So now that's before the studio. So you have to actually try and understand your risks and stuff like that. You need to evaluate your life, your lifestyle, or whatever. You know, you need to be a certain type of person that does certain type of things at a certain time. You know, I'm gonna make a quick example. I've never had a chance to be like employed and stuff like that. Not because I didn't want to, but I just had to pick a side. You know, I had to towards understanding and getting that solid connection with my craft and choose that over earning something. So that changed my life, you know. I had to live a certain type of lifestyle. I had to live off whatever, let's say maybe 5 rands a day and stuff like that, because that was a priority. I was actually fighting to actually reach a certain quality in whatever that I was doing, you know. So that's where this thing starts before you even get to the studio. So now you get to the studio, you know exactly what you want, you know exactly how much you want it, and you're gonna do it just like that. You know what you've lost, you know what you've sacrificed, and whatever. Now that builds up the quality, right?
Yeah.
Now you're recording. Well, obviously, it depends on what market you want. That's going to actually determine what type of music you're gonna make. You know?
Yeah.
Because again, I'll say this again, music is a business, so you have to like think of a lot of things. So if you want to go into the commercial, let's say the commercial music world, there's a certain type of way that you have to make your music, you know, because now you have to follow a certain, let's say, not exactly trend, but there's certain uniform, you know what I mean? So for instance, if you're into popular music, you know that, okay, my song has to be on hooks and few words, chorus, jumpy, colorful, and stuff like that. For radio, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, yeah, anything can happen, but honestly, Metro FM, for instance, cannot play like a bloody funeral song with a tempo of 0.1. You know what I mean?
What's wrong with the
It doesn't matter how much passionate you are about that. Yeah, it doesn't matter how much feeling you've got and how talented you are about it. You know what I mean? So you have to understand, like, there's the vibe, there's flavor, there's tempo, there's you know, there's content and whatever, you know. I'm gonna make a quick example. If you want to get into the electronic space, EDM, house music, like electronic house music. So usually there you need like a lot of snares, kick, bass, and then you need like 5 words. Blame it on the night, so blame it on me, and then blame it on, you know, that's what you need. So that goes with where you want to go, you know, which type of market or whatever that you want to take, you know. So like right now you're in the studio, and then there's like what, there's branding, which goes back to your vision, the plans that you see yourself, because definitely to get to where you want to be, you first have to see it before you even touch it, you know. After you see that, you're gonna close your eyes and then you're gonna see yourself. It's either you're gonna be wearing an underwear on top of pants like Michael Jackson or whatever, you know. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know. So yeah. So that's where like you see yourself. That's where branding comes in, you know. That's very important.
Sorry to cut you off. So I think before we even like go Kashanyana with this topic, I think let's talk about what you said. Would say it's never really about talent. It's about where you want to go. Yeah, well, if you're an artist, you need to Peta Ilenia. If you want to do it for you, if you want to do it as a business, if you want to do it, ganja. Because ganja, let me make an example now. There's a lot of the conversation we had now with them. There's a lot of let me push a brand first, then let the craft Yabo Ilanze. Would you advise that? Yeah.
Okay. You know, like we hear that a lot, that the image is more important than the talent. I can say you need to have balance.
Mm-hmm.
Balance is very, very important. I'm gonna make an example of another, like a popular, for instance, car company and stuff, Mercedes-Benz. There's so much delicacy in the technicality of that thing. The talent is amazing. And then you only presented with the branding so that you buy it. But they do not advertise the delicacy of the engineering and stuff like that. But it's on point, bro. You know what I mean? So even this side, it's balance. You must know the time. But mind you, okay, I've done the work. I've been producing and stuff like that, because you cannot promote yourself while you're recording, especially, okay, maybe if you have a team, yeah, they can do that. And then, and that has to be like planned and stuff like that. But you cannot be trying to make a hit song and then at the same time you're chatting or you're trying to promote your brand online. It's not gonna work because you're gonna get distracted. So you need to understand the time. You need to have balance. So I'm gonna come back again. Talent is very, very important, because you do not know who's going to book you and whatever. I'll make an example. Well, if you're invited to a party of wealthy people, those guys, they pay attention to detail, my friend, and they pay good money. You know what I mean? So they don't look who you are or what you like. They're waiting to see what the hell you've got to do. What is it that you do to take the time, you know? So, so you need that balance. And especially now, and for our age and stuff, things are even getting heavier and tougher right now. You need to be on a live and start singing a bloody freestyle. If you're a vocalist, there's no auto-tune, there's no reverb, you need to connect with those people right there and then. It's different. This thing is evolving. Yeah, it's evolving, you know what I mean? It's getting even more serious. You need to be practical now, as we are right now. You know, we live and stuff. So everything that I say, I have to think about it in a split second and then say it the right way for it to be transmitted to the person out there. You know what I mean? So things are getting really practical. So talent is very important. You need balance.
Would you say?
Can I say something?
Okay.
I'd say talent is important. I agree with you, my man, fully. But I think in the end, it only really amounts to about 15 or 20% of your brand, because the rest of it is how you're packaged. It's like if something is really nicely packaged, but it tastes really ugly, but the adverts are really great, chances are you're going to go out and buy it and taste it, and then you're going to be like, man, not my taste.
Yeah, I wasted my money.
You're very right. It all depends on your goal, how far you want to go. It all works. Yeah. But yeah, at the end of the day, how far do you want to go? We've got a lot of nice packaged stuff that we don't want anymore, and the business is not doing quite well. It's a fact. You know what I mean? They're struggling. These artists are struggling. We can see them on social media. They try to come back. It's not working. It's not, because there was 90% image and 10% talent, and there's nothing we can do. You know, time.
Who are these artists you talk about? Who are you trying to sub? Who are these artists that are trying to make a comeback and failing?
There's a lot of them from all over the world, in big labels and stuff. There's a lot of them. There's Ja Rule.
Is that a trick question?
Whatever. I'm just making a quick example.
Put some respect on Ja Rule's name, hey?
We are putting respect on his name, but at some point he decided to go to 90% image. at some point.
Yeah, but what Fame is saying is fact, because you also need to be mindful where you want to go, how far you want to go. And
Yeah.
now for now, toilet paper. You can do with image in Janja, and people go to your show and figure, this is shit. And you go with 2% image or hambe and deliver something concrete. People tell other people, it will be a slow process, but you will go far.
Okay, I've got a question.
Yeah.
You need to have a strategy. You need to know how far you're willing to go. Talent is important. How much of your original sound do you have to sacrifice to get to where you want to go? Is it possible to still maintain the original new kid on the block with your talent, with your zest, and still be commercialized, or do you have to pick a struggle?
I think it's possible. It's possible, but Masigu record label era. Record labels tend to sway people to wherever they want them to go.
Yeah, and that's what I'm curious about. Is it possible to maintain self while still getting your check?
I think it's possible to be independent. You can do you, but if we are with
can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I think it boils back to what my man Flameboy was saying. Look, it depends how you come out and how it's all put together, how your team or how your people put you together. Because I'll give you an example. I'm a DJ. I can play the exact same set Vinny Da Vinci is gonna play. People will dance to it when Vinny Da Vinci is playing it because it's who he is and it's how he's sold himself over the years. But because I'm me, they're gonna be like, we are Spora. For example, you've got guys like Java, for example. His sound, his music is totally different. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If for example, I could say Java wasn't with Ambitious and Java was from Swaziland, for example, and didn't have the backing and the greatness of the marketing and all of those great things, he wouldn't be as far as he is. Do you get what I'm saying? Which is the basis of this conversation, Logutse. It's I'm not gonna say it's easy in SA to do things, but if you've got the right team of people, especially PR in Johannesburg, in SA is a big thing. If you've got the right people in your PR team, I promise you, you can be a shitty artist, but you'll be at every show. Every single show you'll be there. You'll be performing, and you'll just keep on going and going and going and going and going. You understand?
It's sustainable.
It's just the way things are, I guess, Because I mean, it's like what we're trying to discuss. I would say, how do we here in Swaziland then try and get to a place where we can monetize what we're doing? Because we are putting in the work. We are doing everything that should be done. You understand? You can have, I promise you can have a marketing campaign that's worth 100,000 in Malangin. But I promise you 6 or 8 months or 10 months down the line, nobody's going to even remember who the hell you are.
Okay.
It goes back to what we were saying even last week, Logutse. There's no infrastructure and there's no way of actually us getting to a place where we can say, I'm actually living off my craft. Flameboy said something earlier about
yes.
You can't divide yourself and say, I had an IT company during the day and I rap by night.
But that's the reality for so many quality artists.
You need to be, but in Swaziland, that is the reality because you understand, but that's a choice that he consciously made to make sure that he gets to where he is right now. You know what I'm saying? But for some people, it's like, I need to be able to, So it's a bit of a catch-22 for me.
Yeah, okay.
It really is
you were asking to go back to your question, right? Trying to maintain your sound and getting your bills paid. I'm gonna also say that that is possible, and you just need to understand that this is business. So once it's business, it's not personal. If it's not personal, it's not always about you.
Damn.
right?
Okay.
It is what it is.
Okay.
And it's not
It really
only in the
what it
music
is.
business. Yeah, it's not only in the music business. It's everywhere where money is involved, and I mean money is involved, and money represents evolution. So evolution is made of a lot of different parts, you know, inputs from people and stuff like that. It's just the way it is. So if you've got like your sound and stuff like that, you obviously selling it to somebody who's gonna pay for it. After they pay for it, which is the record label, that's the first person that's gonna pay for it. After they pay for it, they own it, so they can change it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for it to make something for them, all right? So now, this is where we get stuck, and then this is where we come up with all these problems and setbacks and whatever. It's the emotion part of it. All musicians are emotional. They cannot even control those bloody emotions. And it sets them back. It keeps them, if it doesn't keep them stagnant, it just takes them to the trash can. You know what I mean? So
Also,
what we need to understand, or what artists need to understand, upcoming artists need to understand, is the business aspect of it. Not really okay, it's important to understand the business part. They just need to understand that this is not about them. It's not about you. If you want to put stuff out there, a lot of people need to be involved and stuff like that. So you need to lose some to get some.
yeah.
You understand? Yeah. So now it's like the situation in Eswatini, right? There's a lot of advantages about, I mean, on being a Swazi artist. Now, I'm going to quickly make an example of a couple of countries smaller than Swaziland, where Rihanna comes from, Barbados, and let's say Jamaica and Ireland, and then let's say Trinidad, right? Those people understand their infrastructure and their number, their population and stuff like that. So they formulate a plan that says, okay, we're going to export stuff because we're exotic. So we're going to focus on exporting, right? Just like they do with sugar in Swaziland. We produce like a whole lot of quality, top quality sugar, but we cannot consume it because we don't have the numbers for it. So what do? We take it out.
Export.
Yeah. So if we could just formulate like that type of strategy that we need to understand. 40 people can never make, 40 people buying your CDs can never make you R1 million, but you can export your shit to.
Basically, what you're saying, the end game for any artist shouldn't be just Eswatini, should be abroad.
Exactly. Like Swaziland wants to have a, you know, for instance, there's Def Jam Jamaica. There must be Def Jam Swaziland, but the people need to be ready for that. You understand?
Yeah.
Let me call them the gatekeepers for now. They need to understand that's the way the business is gonna go urban. You need to export. You need to export your DJs. You need to export your instrument players. You need to export your everything. And that doesn't mean that there won't be entertainment in the country. Actually, Swaziland is gonna be the spot to be, just like how Bushfire is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what Bushfire did, it said, you know what, we're a small exotic country and stuff like that, so we're gonna bring international guys and stuff like that. So come on, man, you know. But you know what I mean? Because Bushfire cannot export, but it has to host, right? And the focus is not local, but at the end of the day, ends up 40% local. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we need to understand.
Just to echo what you were saying, I think it begins with understanding your artists. How I like to explain it all the time is guna flame boy, guna teacher cyborgs, Taubegi Sawanya, teacher cyborgs, manager flame boy. So so we're not playing boy, we're not achieve. Right? Flame Boy is the business. So where Sakina and Cyborg meet, they meet at Flame Boy. 17. Yeah, well, so if the artist has the understanding, I would say, if Ben 17, but not extending at 8, no chance at 5. I'm 17 for me to get paid. Yeah, well, so I need to wake up at 8, no chance at 5, lega Flame Boy, inside here. Yeah, well, with my manager Cyborg. Yeah, well, this thing could make sense. Yeah. And also, no, we see in every business, massive business, at the end of the month, you better check them up for what to send them a day. You can't stay check out, to say, okay, I'm not sure the studio, but don't try a bit, but don't tell out what I'm going to do. Even as you see, England, I'm artist to Lemon name. It's about backwards because in other government, it's a passion. So no one is looking at this as a business, but more as a passion. The passion, this is my talent in. Also, what Flame was saying would say you need to take away self. Flame Boy. So we are talking about how we are pushing this brand, Tambil, and everyone would say, this is me. Because Nagong Flame Boy Nasakil is one person. Lomian Utas Nagafaga an opinion. Will say, no, you are taking away my what? Yeah, well, I would definitely also pay it, man. Anyway, yeah.
Maybe network. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
you're right, my brother, with what you're saying, eh? Very right. Sorry to cut you off. And you were just talking about how to start this thing. That's when the talent comes in. You need somebody, as an artist, I'm gonna be sitting here in my room, living on bread and jam, whatever, but I need to perfect this thing, right? I need to be talented for you to come and say you can waste your time on me as a manager. You understand? So now, for this thing, as an investment that you're gonna put in, it's either time or whatever. It needs to be sustainable. So I do not need to lose the talent at some point once you start organizing wardrobe for me and I start looking cool and shit. For that thing to become sustainable, you know what I mean? That's what, and then after that, then there's the balance that needs to come in. Okay, yeah, okay, right now you need to dress like a Popeye. That doesn't make you whack, whatever. But that's just how it is. We're going to a Disney Disney launch. We're trying to get a Disney launch. So come on, man. We need to prepare for this for the next 2 months because this thing is in 4 months. So you need to create an image for that, so that when we put in the application, they go back on your timeline. You're gonna be looking colorful like a Popeye, and then they're gonna put us in. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that you've stopped being an Eminem.
Exactly.
So it's balance, just the balance. So kahle lemvole kude la ifika ibe inkinga khona as long as umfakile 98% towards it. It's a struggle, yes, and it's a game of energy, and you can only attract the same energy, the person who has the same energy as you. You know what I mean? As an artist, you cannot attract an agriculture guy who will just decide to throw agriculture away and decide to focus on you. No, you're gonna focus someone. You're gonna attract someone that has always wanted to manage an artist and it's got something to prove. So sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. You back.
Can you hear me, Cybos?
Yeah, I can hear you, my dog.
Okay. So yeah. So look, yes, there's everything, there's planning, there's whatever, but the key or the base of this thing, the source of this thing is how much you really want it, because that's just how it is. Everything TV every day, but not everyone is playing there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So Yeah. So now let me ask you, in this day and age, do we still need record labels, or you just need a team they're competent enough to get you places?
Okay, I'm just gonna be straightforward with this. At some point, the record labels are even gonna take over the internet space, because already they own Facebook, a share of Facebook, they own a share of YouTube, they own Spotify, they own iTunes, they own the major platforms, they own it. They're working on buying everything. You understand?
Yeah.
So you're gonna fight, but you're gonna be fighting in a. Okay, I think someone wants to come in.
Tim North wants to.
Let the child in, Velefin. Stop being a dozo.
No, but I'm trying. I'm on Facebook now. I'll just in the
So goodness me, macha.
Hey, Kubega wena visa. Yeah, Flameboy, ngiyakuva mnethu. I hear you when you're saying these guys are buying up that space. Is it because they feel they've lost their power over that space, because that has been their space? They've dictated to us what we hear and what we don't hear, how it comes out, who it comes out to, how far it goes, how far it doesn't go, and all of that. Because I think I understand the greatness of having a record label and all of those great things, you know, but they ultimately build you or break you. That's my one big problem with big majors. I'm talking out of turn. Because once you stand up for yourself and you say, you know what, I understand that, you know, when I started out, this is what it was, but now I'm at this point. Can I please buy my music back? Or can I please do this? Or can I please be this kind of an artist? And the label says, no, you can't do that. This is how it's gonna be, and this is what you're gonna do. Okay. They have a fallout, and then the artist just disappears off the face of the earth.
Yeah, like this is when this thing started happening. You know, like I said, a lot of artists are emotional, and they're emotional because they're just pure. They're just pure, and they don't understand what's going on and stuff like this. You see, when you plant, let's say milli meal or something like that, once the grain leaves your field, it's not yours anymore.
True.
You change. You understand? You exchange and stuff like that. It's an exchange, right? Now, we've heard about artists saying that they want to buy their catalogs back and all of that shop. I understand. Yeah. Look, what happens is this: when you get signed by a record label, obviously those people, they buy what you sell them. You're selling them your raps, your melody, your lyrics, your beats, or whatever, right? And then they say, okay, we want to take a risk on your shit. You say you're from Swaziland. Wow, okay, cool. What is Swaziland? Swaziland, oh, Eswatini. Hey man, is it Swaziland or Eswatini? What the hell? What are you talking about? No man, it's Eswatini now. So how many? So who the fuck are you? Well man, I'm just there. Oh, okay, cool. So we're going to invest in your shit. We're putting 800,000 rand as an advance, right? Then we're still going to secure or try to secure whatever risks that come up, but when are you out, okay? And then you agree. So now this is when you need to understand Gutsmanje. Okay, this means I have to work harder. It doesn't mean that I've made it. The work has just begun, right? Yeah, so now what usually happens? What?
Yeah, because everything is on you. Even even the advance, is not, it up along with the end of the day.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that, because same thing that happens when you work for a bank. It's the same thing. They take your energy and they tell you how much they're going to pay you. And that energy, you could have put it somewhere else, doing whatever. You know? So it's the same thing. You use your energy to create melody and rhythm and whatever, music, and then you sell that as a commodity, right? So you need to, once you understand that I'm in business with these people, it means I don't have to stop. I cannot stop. I need to keep working. It doesn't mean I've done it. You know what I mean? So now that's when you also have your own label. Now you start owning Ilo catalog ya labanye bamvu, and then you share it with your initial record label, right? So it's the money world, you know. It's the world of money. Yeah, it's the world of money.
Yeah, I
think once emotional, you're gonna be out of the racket.
Yeah, I think what normally happens is mangifika mne artist ngihleli lapha kalamdlala high school yabo ngifika ngithi Cyber's record label Inc. I want to work with you guys. I don't care about anything. The only thing I care about is I need to get my shit pop. My shit needs to play on radio in wonke lo. And these people it's common sense, like it's common business sense. Would say if I give you my money, I need to get returns on that.
Exactly. I mean, what if I invest $1 million on you and then you go and get the girlfriend and start whatever doing drugs and you die? Well, what's going to happen to my money? What is this?
Wait, gents. One question.
Yeah.
That I'll ask, and I'm not going to say I'm taking a side. If I'm going to invest in you, if you want to come to me and you want me to help you to get your product out, because, for example, I'm a distributor or whatever, I've got the connections, I've got the reach, right?
Yeah.
And you at that point have got the product, but you've got nothing else, and I've got everything else.
Yeah.
What really grates my nipples or makes me unhappy is the fact that I really need to take this. Can you just give me 2 seconds? 2 seconds.
Yeah, check my nipples. Check my nipples, teacher. It's fine. Yeah.
Someone wants to come in. I need to find a way to charge my bloody phone.
Okay. Man, I send the phone and I'm going to come back down. Accept.
Is she able to come in?
Yeah, but on a different. You can't join the room. Okay. Okay, I think I understand. But I'm going to now. We are never about even time. Oh, it's just me. Okay. We are there for a line. We are there for a line. I'm going to Okay. I think I'm there. You guys, come up with Utalangena and ngazo simele siqale lenye ilogs again.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Wait.
Oh, it's there now.
Yes, there you go. Charging.
Nice. What happened to my sound?
Okay, wait. Let me ask her. As the put. Wait.
Did you cut me off, nigga?
No, I did not. Why would I, sir?
And where is this?
Are the nipples, sir?
But you're not talking here.
Let me try and put you elsewhere then.
What's up? I see you.
Is life happening?
There you go. Okay, let's see. We back.
Oh, say boy.
No, but I'm the shit, boy.
Go.
Keep talking shit. I'm the shit.
Say boy.
Oh yeah, to bring Demno to a speed. Yeah. We were talking about record labels, and yeah, we're talking about record labels. If Sister Singer in the day and age, Bonagara would see now information is readily available to everybody, and information is fast. Yeah, so Flame was saying, Guti, and also we got into in Guti. Cybers was saying, record labels, long run, this is the guy, Ropa Bantu, Jan.
No, I mean, so that's not really what I said. I just said it's the transparency because we've seen it happen so many times overseas. We've seen the stories, New Edition, which was the other one, Wu-Tang just now. We've seen them all, bro, where we were looking from the outside on some, yo, these guys are making money. Guys are not making money. They just put on tour, they're being put on the bus. People are buying sold out stadiums. And these guys are getting on literally nothing. Yeah, I don't know. You think it's a lot of committing, young man. I'm sure you have.
Yeah. I feel like we too.
That for me from Wisap because you putting in all this work. Yes, Willem in down get ahead first because I'm not gonna sit there and read a 200-page contract. Screw that. I wanna get up there. I wanna get on stage. I wanna do what I'm doing, and that's my fault because it's due diligence on my side. I need to make sure I know what I'm getting myself into. But half the time, you get into bed with these people. For example, I'll give you the likes of Zombo, for example, may soul rest in peace. At a point, the guy was at the peak of everything. He had a nice car, had a nice house, whatever happens. Fast forward 10 years later, this guy is literally living on the street, my man. You understand? But on the other, I still, I don't know if you get what I'm saying, Lowotsi. It's what Clem is saying, Lowotsi. It needs not have emotions. It shouldn't be emotionally based. You should not do things with your emotions. You must do them with your head and be smart about what you're doing and know where you're putting yourself and how you're putting yourself into that situation. I'm not saying, transparency because me, for example, if you come to my event and I've hired you, I'm going to tell you, listen, I can get you transport, I can get you food, and I can give you hospitality. I'll give you what you drink. I can do this for you. And that's all I can do. You understand? But if I'm going to say, hey, and then you get there, you must get yourself there. You are there now, you perform. I'm so nice to you before you perform. I give you 1, 2 things. You perform, and then after that, I'm like, oh, so that's how I kind of feel like record labels come off, or these sly mothers, you know? Because it happens everywhere. So you're saying it's not just music. It's happened in boxing. It's happened to a lot of people that we've seen.
I feel like we too, I feel like we
get
too.
signed for a record label and you are not benefiting anything from this. Should you get a lawyer? Is that?
I feel like we too. Record labels are going to talk about man. Do you feel like I feel good to if we have record label, we have employment? That's it. Because if you go there, they will tell you what to do, your own plan for it, just like in a job. I was telling I was telling this amazing artist that I met at Jikamala. Namaste. Yeah. Yeah. There's this local record label that is trying to still stay away. And we had the conversation. Yeah, would say if you go to a record label, like your full potential, but that will use it and abuse you. And if you do it like someone, 50 Cent did, they did the work first. Nasibahama Nabo Ross. Nasibahama about record label, at least they're able to negotiate a better contract. Yeah, well, because sometimes not even good say you do not want to read like a 20-page contract. Sometimes you're just desperate. Or you go there thinking good record label gives you all this money, all in Janjan. When you get there, they give you this money. They pay for your studio. If you cannot write your own music, they get you people to write your music. They give you the best producers. They give you everything. All those things of money, like real money. So that's all hard. We're in hands there. You cannot perform when you start making the money. Pay that card. They'll give you some salary, yeah, but you need to pay that card because this is business at the end of the day.
Yes, just to add on what Velefine just said. Look, it's a matter of understanding what you want and understanding what it's all about, which is like obviously getting the industry information and stuff. And yes, that takes time. If you think you just realize that you can hit a Mariah note last week and then when you want to go mainstream, because I'm just going to make an example, because of your failed relationship, so long as you gifted, you're going to be in trouble.
I don't need a play for
You understand?
Yeah.
You're going to be in trouble. There's time for everything.
Yeah.
We can get 5 million rand of funding today and they tell us to get into a new business. We would have to go into that business for at least 28 months without investing a single cent just to understand how it rolls. Doesn't matter how much we can swipe, you know? So the understanding the information takes time. And the harder you go, the closer you get, right? And then you're gonna get into the business. You don't need to obviously understand 200% of everything. 15% is enough for you to start like earning a living. You don't need everything that is around you to breathe, man, you know? You just get a few. You have to pick one, but you just need a slight, like a piece of information, like, you know, you need some information about the basics. First the basics, then the critical parts, and then you exercise, and then you get to the, you know, the even more critical things about the industry or the business that you're in. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the basic formula of it. It doesn't matter how much notes you can hit, but if you jump in that river without knowing if the elephants or crocodiles, goodbye to your ass. That's when the record label swallow you. And it's okay, this thing here doesn't know anything. It's a risk. You're a high risk. You understand? These people can invest in you. They're gonna think, we're gonna invest in this artist, and then tomorrow he tells us that he doesn't feel too good. What are we gonna do? You understand?
Yeah.
So these guys have invested in relationships, you know, with other entities. You know, they've built a reputation. So the first thing that they do when they look at you is to protect themselves. So you need to learn how to protect yourself. You need to learn how to do that by acquiring as much information as possible. Exercise, which is, I don't know, keep doing it. You know what I mean? That's what you need to do. You can spend 2 years just trying to understand. I mean, myself, it's what I did. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna spend 5 years in G, just learning this thing. Before my first single in 2016, I already had a studio. It was there, sitting there, and I just told myself, I'm not touching this thing before I know at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't want to be a Popeye here because there's no time. You see? So, and then it's because Nakona, it's it's just whatever specific things that I wanted from the industry, you know. And I swear that if I wanted something else, I would have done it another way, you know.
Yeah, because I also feel like especially with our industry is you find people feeding people false information. You know, and you find people but now I have the food with conviction would say false information, and it's killing us because people will not go look for information about Thomas Bayard. That's a problem.
Yeah, that's another problem. That's just another problem, man. And you know, but yeah, I wish we could always focus on the people that want this thing more than the people that know something. You know what I mean? Because I think those are the people that, like, you know, really need to get somewhere, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, what there is there in the industry is always gonna be there. There's nothing we can do about it. But then it's a matter of just making them understand. So man, look, the biggest part of it is on you. The biggest part of it is just on you. Yeah. You know?
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I want to get up there. What is a play-by-play, step-by-step that you would give them on how to get out there and get to where you are? Because we've heard all the knowledge you're dropping, that you need to have a plan, that you need to know where you're going. But now they want to know right now to all the nonsense with record labels and all those shenanigans and branding and all of that. Like quick, basic template.
Well, obviously it's as simple as doing it hard. Whatever that you do it hard. You know, just do it hard. That's the first thing. Whatever that you're doing, focus on it, give it time, and then obviously everything needs let's say resources. It may be monetary or energy or plugs or whatever, you know. But now the best way, the shortest cut where you're going to meet that is when you do this thing so hard, so much that no matter that the person who's next to you, at least that main road, and that is gonna be done by the energy you put on your craft and how much you're doing it. You know what I mean? Because that's what it is. What you do, you should move the next person. You understand? And obviously, and then obviously there's branding, and then branding. It's Nakona. It's a learning thing. You need to learn, need to understand. Look at other artists. You know, obviously we've got artists that we follow and stuff like that. Try to look beyond what you see, that what is right before you. You know, try to see the changes. Try to see, go back to those artists. If whatever artist that you're following just popped up last year, try to find out what's beginning in 5 years back in his bedroom or in his hood or something like that. Try to go there and then that's when you're gonna understand. So okay, this is how you switch and stuff like that. And then quickly, when it comes to record labels, look, a record label is a business that specializes on what you exactly want. They only do that, right? So those people are people that you can work with. But now it's a matter of understanding that you need to sell them something, and you need to keep on selling them stuff. Just like if you had a market by the road, you cannot have the first stock 300 rand some vegetables and then must sing a song and then when you're gonna be in shit. You need to be ready to keep selling your first album better than your last one. If it was 10 tracks, you wrote 10 tracks in a month, write 30 tracks in 4 months or something. Just keep producing and then try to understand and listen what these people want. You know, what they want. So you can understand how much you need to give them. You need to understand how much these people want and how much you need to give them, and you need to, you know, understand. But most of the record labels, but actually, you need a lawyer to do this and that. And most of the time, when I'm and stuff, and then you do not skip anything. There's no shortcut to heaven. You're going to die. Yes, and then there's independence. Independence means you're going to chop this wood, chop the tree down. You're going to trim this wood yourself. You're going to measure this wood yourself. You're going to paint this wood yourself. You're going to put this, and then you have to put it in the store. That's what independence is. You're going to do everything yourself, and you have to take it all in. So you need to be ready for that. And then when you're in a record label, it means that you can only come with the paint, right? And then somebody else is going to come with the wood. Somebody's going to chop down the tree. Somebody is going to add the chalk or whatever. So, and those people need to get paid. So if you see a musician that is making 150 million rands a year, you must understand that they paid the price.
Yeah.
It's not overnight. You cannot be so much passionate about success because you just saw somebody who's been working for 20 years. And then today you feel like, batak doja unani kala. That's the first thing. Batak doja based on what? What do you have? You cannot cheat on. That's you.
Yeah, which is the second of meaning, even businesses, owners do not do everything themselves. So why do artists feel the need to be able to do everything?
Yeah, get into business, read stuff, spend nights and hours and hours and hours and hours.
What's the second of even business owners do not do everything themselves? Why do artists feel a need to be able to do everything?
Yeah, so
what then? Did you quit while you were here?
When I very fit Mosungi won't boy.
Meaning MacGyver spoke like go boy.
Okay, let me a quick just maybe in case we've got like, let's say, artist developers or managers, right? Coming back, focusing on Swaziland. Look, you're in a country with like 1 million and whatever people, right? You've got this artist that you have, right? And you think this artist is dope. Now, this is what you need to, yourself as a manager or an artist developer, you need to understand the business so you will know what to give to this guy. You understand? And know how far you're going to take this guy. So this is just like a quick advice, right? I'm a manager. I've got this artist that I see. I've got 0 coin on me, but this artist is so good. We want to get somewhere. Okay, I need to get this artist to a platform, a bigger platform, or to a corporation or a group of people that actually work or do what he's doing, which is in the music industry. So it means I first have to sign a contract with him and say, look, bro, I think you're worth 100 million, but to be realistic, realistically, I'm going to value at about 2 million rand. So what I'm going to do is this: I have to sell you to a company that can take care of you. And after I sell you to that company, I'm going to get a fee, a development fee, whatever. That goes into the energy that I'm going to put on you to actually take you to the next level, right? And then now, if you really, really like that artist, that's when you're going to actually do the research and stuff like that, just to make him understand, bro, you don't have to die on your own. You don't have to die. This is what happens there. This is what goes down there. This is what this is what these guys are gonna give to you. Obviously, you've made your own research, right? And then, those are just the small tips in here that can help the industry to grow. Focus on outside. It may be heavy. No, man. There's now the internet and stuff. Try to get the research, get the contacts and stuff like that. It's all based on the focus. The more you put yourself into it, these things are gonna come to you. You understand? Because you're gonna be positioning yourself. But otherwise, really, if you're doing it in for the trips, keep it at all. Keep it at all.
Okay,
Yeah.
Flame, nine ngoma sesirecordile. Now people need to buy this shit. Janjani. Where do people go? Because you understand the number samlo. Because I think that is where, especially now, people get confused. Ngoba kunabo the distribution and the publishing, I guess.
Yeah.
Those things are. Huh?
Yeah, there's publishing, and then it's distribution, right? But then this is how this thing goes. You definitely distribute stuff that has been marketed. You cannot sell something that is not known, especially to the urban market or mainstream market. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you definitely have to, that's a very important stage, the marketing side of it. That's when now you definitely need a record label. It may be a major record label or an independent record label, and most of them you have to try and actually like find a good one that has got like good connections, because some of them they're linked to the major labels and stuff like that. You understand? So marketing is very important. Utibuka wena ukala ngawe uthi ke ngayithenga ile ngoma yananga asingakafiki nothi ngayithenga ile ngoma yami ngayithenga ile ngoma le artist nala lapha eScom lehlala ngale. You understand? That's when now you start having balance. But that's when now you start exercising balance. I'll see where it papel. Kunem rapper lo cabanga ukuthi wena udope kunaye. Na kunalo munye who's close to where you want to be. You understand ukuthi wena work. You see? So now that's marketing is very, very important before all of these things start frustrated. Ingoma utayifaka online go iTunes. And nothing is going to happen because there are companies that have put in cash that are actually buying the algorithms, and they're in serious business. You see? So they've been pushing that artist for 2 years, mind you. As big as Universal can be, as big as Rock Nation can be, they push artists for 2 years. Banga blow. Labo young whatever with yellow hair, yeah, those guys before they surfaced, they were pushed. They were pushed for 3 years, 2 years under major record labels with healthy budgets. So now, if we were not, if you don't want to understand that, you don't want to give your time to understand that, you're going to be depressed. You need to take it easy and try to understand the business. You know what I mean? So 50 Cent, as much as in the club was, but Baker only in the club, it was in New York, but it was not big. You understand?
Yeah, 50 is a different animal because at least he was able to negotiate his look next time, because he started with his mixtapes now and building himself.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, Lil Pump, Basai knew my record labels than mali, but push for a good 2 years. If you go on your playlist right now, on your iTunes playlist, you're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about. No artist Lilingene maybe 3 weeks ago from a major label. That artist is still going to try for like properly on that thing as a mag right. You understand? and then 2021, you're gonna see that thing now. It's like it's the greatest thing of your life. You can pick one artist right now and follow him. Look, major record label. Just you can pick one. Because whoever is watching out there, that's where that's what I meant. These things need time. You can hear all these ideas and stuff like that and hear, okay, look when do Anjan. But if you do not take the time part seriously, you're gonna be depressed, you're gonna give up. You're gonna start complaining to everyone, or you get into weird drugs and shit like that. You know what I mean? Because because when I'm so depressed, it's not happening for you. You know what I mean?
So, but
yeah, man,
That's why I couldn't myself.
Anyway, so now marketing. Marketing. For marketing, Siagupi, like step by step, for marketing, Siagupi.
Okay.
Because I understand the number of organizations like Bosambro, Kapaso, some Kumena, who Southern region.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bosambro, Kapaso and stuff, those are the people that actually own the right of managing the earnings from your music. First, you need to understand who are those people. Why are they there? What is their job? You know, there's some people who are out there who even go to Sambra for record deals or think they can find record. It's normal, man. It's normal. I thought of that. I was like, yo, those guys, I'm gonna put my song there and they're gonna give me cash and what? You know what I mean? It's normal. So you need to understand. You need to read those things. But if you want what you want, you have to do what you gotta do. You know? So you need to understand. Losambro, Kapaso, it's okay, and stuff like that. And what do they do? And how do you become part of them? You know? And is it even possible to be a part of them? You know, those things. You find out about those things. So actually, Labo Kapaso and Labo Losambro, that those people actually they exist to actually collect stuff like royalties and stuff, you know, like your royalty money, and they also what else do they do? They also have your music, your musical data, whatever, the stuff that you've done or whatever. You know what I mean? So, but you have to read. You just have to, you just need to find time and go and read about what these guys do. Right?
Yeah, because I think what people make the mistake is Omuntu, especially Lalako. I always speak for Lalako. We see people. I think everybody thinks recording goma. So Sambo tak patarima in Janjan. Gansi, it's a lot. And Sambo collects for specific rights, and then Kuba Nabo Kapasa about collector for some specific in. And then there's this organizations like Bo Publishers, Shea Publishing, Janjayana Nalabai, Yabo, who do something else. And also there's this thing about SRICC. I don't know what I say. Just down for it. What's that called?
You need to say those things properly.
Research people. Me and just
code. Yes.
Yeah, because if you don't have that code, it will be hard for them to track your song. You know, so you can't just and bounce. It's a lot. I think.
Yeah, when the structure, like there's a structure in which these things work. I think quickly, I'm going back to the initial thing about this the structure or whatever. Okay, I'm just gonna jump into royalties, right? In my royalties, a bank account. You understand? Like I said, the name royalties is a bank account, and a bank account needs to have money, right? And the bank account can only have money if you have worked. So now, Emma royalties are you've been marketed, you've been promoted heavily, and you are in a space whereby you're on high rotation. You understand? Noma ungaba na kapaso sambro whatever, but ingoma yako mayingeko business, which is like on rotation and stuff like that. After 30 years, utavuka kuna in fact utabu minus, utabu O. Yeah, you understand? So those are the things. But kuba easy ngalesikhathi to understand the structure ukuthi okay kuze ukuthi ngibe nalokhu funa ngende lokhu So it's recording, it's, you know, okay, the structure of recording and everything, and then it's branding. Okay, if not about 2000 no 40 years, so you need to go according to that, you know. Can talk about pink na yellow or business about green na suit la mabi for to understand. Yeah, you have to pick. Yeah, you have to know why you're doing everything. You see. So and then you have to market that. So choose to talk pink, no more yellow, no more what, no more suit, no more in. So choose it. Now it's time to actually market that. Now, if you market that, it means there's a chance of making money. So that's when these Samro Capasso stuff come in. So to secure the money through the advertising, the promotion, you need Labo Capasso Nabo Samro. That because those are the guys that are allowed to collect the money that you're gonna be making, right? And then now there's publishing. So a publisher is responsible for actually putting, let's say, there's also like licensing. A publisher is responsible for licensing your songs. So they have the right, or they have the means of taking your music and licensing them on movies, adverts, even if there's another artist that wants to do that song, they are the ones that have the right to actually conduct all of that. You understand? So that's when those guys come in. So now we're still in marketing and promotion. Already you might be making money because when you promote, you're on prime time, where you put yourself on prime time, that is like MTV, Channel O, that's where they pay and stuff like that. So already your royalties are starting to accumulate, right? And that needs to be accounted for, right? And then yes, so I'm gonna still get stuck on the marketing. The marketing is what gets you to the people. It's what creates business. It's what makes you start making money. It gets you bookings. So the marketing is the actual part where you have to put in the most resources, but strategically. So you need to know where you market your music, how you market your music. In fact, you need to have a marketing strategy. So that's when now you are bound to engage with more people, like more entities like PR companies and stuff, right? So what those people do, over time, the reputable ones, they've over time accumulated data of magazines, shows, radio stations, and talk show hosts and influencers and all of that, right? So that's why you need to pay for those guys. Now that's taking your music further to try and actually make more coin from music, right? So now you've got a song that you've promoted, because now you've got a song that you're promoting on air and stuff like that. Obviously, you need to look out for like your own network. You're gonna create your own networks. You're gonna meet new people. My radio station must send them interviews. Pay attention to those people. Be superstar, because those people, you're still gonna need them on the other side. You need to pay attention. This is the radio station manager. Overall, but that's the guy that makes sure that you fucking played. So, you always open your eyes. There's a lot. You need to look around wherever that you get, whichever place that you get. Yeah. And then now, as that goes on, you get to meet a PR. So a PR takes your career further. I can say you can even start using a PR after 3 years of just pushing G.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So PR it's maybe, let's say, after 3 years of pushing, you understand? Because now when you so PR you can even require or request a tailor-made plan. You know what I mean? usengafiki ngisho ku record label lapho, right? Let's maybe you're still independent. You from useswatini usekhaya, right? You're still independent. So that's when you can even negotiate for a tailor-made plan. So okay, you guys, I'm trying to actually expose myself to a record label. So because now exposing yourself to a record label means you are practically having something to bargain with. You need something to bargain with. So you're gonna bring a photo album or profile or whatever that you've done. You know what I mean? And a record label is it's an institution. It's a commercial institution, right? So obviously you need to bring something. Degree, 6 years experience in Gapanin. You know, so that's your degree and that's your experience. So all the stuff that you've been doing, your radio station, your hustling and whatever, the you know, your free shows, You know, if you can, let me say, you do 8 free shows, you document them, they look professional, and then you put that on your bio.
That
so
is
if an organized what?
That is important. Documenting stuff, very important.
Yeah, so free shows.
Yeah, and I was telling people and accounting document everything that you do. Get into the culture, document everything that you do, because it helps you. Hello?
Yeah.
Because it helps you then be and also when you move to spaceable EPK, not like your PDF profile. I think that is also like a great way of giving people your profile, like organizers and Janjangan, because because there at least you have everything. You can file lama performances that you've been documenting. It's like a 360 thing.
Yeah, so you need a structure, right? So now you're building a profile. A profile rapper APC Malanda Lashi or something like that. You're very passionate around music and then just from the No, that's not your profile. Your profile is your burn, the ashes that you are, it's your scars. You understand? That's your profile. Begging for gigs, telling the guy, look, bro, I need a microphone and a thing and a speaker. That's all I need. No, man, I don't have a budget for this. Look, I'm going to sleep this side for a day before, just so that I can save on transport money. So I'll be ready to be here. I do not care how many people are there. I've got a friend of mine is carrying his phone. I just need a fucking video clip. Now that's your profile. I look Paragutu and Wafun's up and stuff like that. That's not gonna do anything for you. So your profile is your pain. It's your death. So now those are the things. You have to create those things before we figure out about EPK, because EPK it needs content, and you know what I mean, and strategic content. So if bathi kune show kuphi kutabe performer act banban, okay, like let's say a South African act, and then there's gonna be a Swazi act. When uhambe ucela kuvulela le Swazi act wena, because wena wakha le profile yakho uthi no bro, I want to open for the Swazi act, not the huge one. I just want to open the Swazi act. I just need the lights and I just need the smoke or whatever, if you've got smoke and stuff. And then that's all I need. I just need to capture that 30 minutes of that performance. And then you out. You do like that and like that and like that and like that. But then now the thing is, it's must start to high schools, be passionate in music, and then we start demanding payment. Who's gonna perform? Who's gonna pay you for exposure? What? You know what I mean? That's the stuff that is popular at the moment. Or it's usually popular for artists that are still starting out. Yeah, I mean, we cannot, This is your business. This is your business. You said you want this. Why you gonna score or why you gonna right? This is your business. So whatever that comes, you have to take care of it. And nobody owes you anything. You must understand that you have to do whatever that you've got to do to
like
reach
that.
to where
No
you
one
want
owes
to
you.
go. Right? You understand? You could have gone to school and you chose this thing.
Yeah, for me, guy too. That's so. I like what you're saying a lot. Good see, this is your business. Nangfuna, be strategic with it. You show it's okay. EPK. Like EPK.
Yeah.
So I need this kind of content. I need ganja. Where it gets left, where it gets left for me is when my organizers use that, and call you and say, we have to exposure don't like it. That's where it gets left for me. Because,
okay, look, man.
Mm.
Okay, this is what I can say as an artist.
Mm.
I just started a new band with friends of mine, right?
Yeah.
They have not been mainstream and stuff, right? The instrument players, they've not been mainstream and stuff like that. And it's like for me, it's like starting off fresh. This is like a rock band, right? I'm a hip hop artist and whatever. Now, call me now, right? I need to create. Call me now. After I send you a clip of my rehearsals and stuff like that. Tell me that you've got something for me for free. I need that. If you can provide something else, sharp, right? But this band, we introduce Virgin Music or Virgin Records, so I'm gonna do whatever it takes. So if I have to save, if a day I ate half the bread, I'm gonna eat a slice an hour.
Yeah.
You have to just do what you have to do.
Yeah, remember that conversation we had with our group here to listen now again. So the art. The conversation the conversation young regulator Emma prices in that Janja. Yeah. Would say it's all well and good if Intibona with the shop. This is where I'm at. And for me, go figure Mbabane Dolopene, I need to walk. Yeah, well. Exactly. I need to walk. And Senga Fig a station, so we say in Givelu Kumbing part of the 10 parks and Hambing your figure a town. Yeah. But I'm still all right if now when you are would say I'll be made to walk Ngani. Yeah, well. Because
it's your baby first thing. So if we're now in a plan yako, right? And you know exactly what you need to build up to your plan. You're going to decide whatever you want based on where you see this thing going. So if Minutang Shaila today, Uti Flameboy, please come to Swaziland for a gig, and we do not have anything to pay you. Now, shall I pass okay, what am I going to eat for the next 7 days in my house? I'm so tired, okay. How can this thing help me? Oh, snap, okay. I think I can do something. Okay, bro. Hi. Okay, can you at least can you be able to at least give me transport? And then can you please, can we talk about the slot? Can I be like after, if I'm not the main act, can I please go in maybe let's say 2 a.m. when the crowd is all right and stuff like that? And another thing I want to ask from you, if it's possible for you to provide hospitality and whatever, but if you cannot, it's fine. I've got a cousin there, I'm Swazi, like that. And then I need about 3 cameras, high definition cameras and lights and stuff like that, because I would really want to capture that for something that I'm working on. It's all about where you see this thing going, what you want.
That's
How's your plan? Yeah. So, I mean,
that's I'm at Flame. Good to yabona nasithi sakha industry yabo ngiyabona ukuthi
Really?
but if you're going to
sorry to cut you short there. I'd love to stay, guys. I need to rush to my next meeting.
I also think
I would love to stay, but my time is killing me.
Okay, as for Benny, Jehovah Nuts, so.
But I got paid, Lily.
Yeah, I got paid. I would say, yeah, because when Safunan get a go split sheet, now I don't get into it. Yeah, so I think.
Some of us have got families we need to feed, bro. Yeah, but we're not going to. You've got the whole afternoon.
I'd rather have kids. Some of them.
Okay.
I beg your pardon?
Because these have got so many questions.
This has got an agenda, Mos. That's why I said we're playing a tele, like the conversation.
I think that, well, I don't think I'm also going to have like enough time for now because, I have to, but we can maybe, let's say, reschedule this and then please create a program based on how much time and stuff it's going to take and all that so that we can arrange what we're going to talk about, right?
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Thank you very much, man. For so we speak on tech. Yeah. So until next time.
Somewhere in Mthandazolo. Wow.
I said God is good.
Wow. What I go over, man. If I'm in the same time, same place next week. I ten. Shout out, Flamboy Dog. Thank you so much, man, for joining us, man, and shedding some light, bro.
My brother, thank you. The pleasure is all mine. Looking forward to the next one already.
Word. Night to the Gumcha 26. Sing out. Say, number. Say, I'm sorry, God. Drink responsibly.